The rain hammered against the window pane, mirroring a persistent question in my mind. How do we reconcile the extraordinary with the ordinary? It's a feeling many of us have experienced, a moment where something defies explanation, a sensation that hints at forces beyond our immediate grasp. Tonight, we're embarking on an exploration into just such moments. Moments often labeled as miracles. But what are miracles, truly? Beyond the religious connotations, let's consider the fundamental human desire. To understand, we crave narratives that make sense of the world, stories that provide comfort and meaning. Yet, life is rarely straightforward. Our perceptions are filtered through a complex web of biases, expectations, and deeply ingrained beliefs, all operating within the confines of our own brains. It's this incredible machinery that shapes everything we experience. Think about it. Have you ever witnessed something seemingly impossible? A sudden recovery from illness, a breathtaking display of natural beauty, and felt a sense of awe? That feeling isn't simply about faith. It's rooted in the way our brains interpret sensory input. What appears miraculous might be nothing more than an exquisitely orchestrated dance within the intricate workings of your own mind. The power of belief itself is astonishing. It's been demonstrated repeatedly by scientists, showing how a positive mindset can trigger physiological changes, boosting immune responses, and even impacting physical health. A placebo effect isn't just about trickery. It reveals the profound connection between our thoughts and our bodies, highlighting the potential for subjective experience to profoundly alter reality. But let's step back and consider something truly mind-bending: the realm of quantum physics. It challenges our most fundamental assumptions about how the universe operates, suggesting that reality isn't fixed, but rather fluid and probabilistic. At its core lies a concept called wave function collapse, an idea that describes how observation itself can influence the behavior of subatomic particles. Imagine tossing a coin. Before it lands, it exists in a state of uncertainty, simultaneously heads and tails. Only when we observe it does it choose one side. Now consider this. What if consciousness plays a similar role? At a larger scale, could our very act of observing, of focusing on an event, subtly shape its outcome? This isn't science fiction. It's a genuine area of scientific debate. It's crucial to understand that quantum physics is incredibly complex, and the implications for understanding phenomena like miracles are still being explored. However, these concepts offer a glimpse into a universe far stranger and more interconnected than we might have previously imagined. Yet, even with this new perspective, it's vital to acknowledge the limitations of our current scientific understanding. We can describe how certain effects occur, but grasping why remains elusive. Science excels at explaining mechanisms, how things work, not necessarily why they exist in the first place. And sometimes, the most profound questions lie beyond the reach of empirical investigation. So as we delve deeper into this fascinating topic, let's approach it with humility and an open mind. Are these events truly inexplicable, or are they simply demonstrating that our current understanding is incomplete? What role does chance play, and how can we reconcile the seemingly random with a sense of purpose? The echoes of quantum uncertainty lingered, a reminder that our intuitive grasp of reality might be profoundly flawed. Returning to more familiar territory, let's examine a phenomenon that consistently challenges conventional explanations: the placebo effect. It's not simply about trickery or suggestion. It represents a genuine and measurable physiological response triggered by belief. Consider this carefully. A patient receiving an inert substance, a sugar pill, for example, can experience significant improvement in their condition simply because they believe they're receiving medication. Brain scans reveal increased activity in areas associated with pain relief and reward, demonstrating that the mind isn't just passively accepting information. It actively participates in shaping our experiences. This begs the question: if belief can have such a powerful effect on the body, could it be a key factor in extraordinary events? But bridging the gap between subjective experience and objective observation remains a formidable challenge. How do we account for phenomena that seem to defy all known biological processes? Events perceived as miraculous by individuals, but lacking verifiable evidence of an external cause. It's tempting to dismiss them as anecdotal, rooted in wishful thinking or misinterpretation. Yet, countless personal accounts persist throughout history, each carrying with it a profound sense of authenticity. Let's consider the concept of probability. The universe is vast and complex, filled with billions of stars, galaxies, and unseen forces. The likelihood of a single, perfectly orchestrated event occurring randomly is infinitesimally small. It's like winning the lottery repeatedly, statistically improbable but not impossible? Could seemingly miraculous events be viewed as statistical outliers? Rare occurrences that defy our everyday expectations? This perspective doesn't diminish the emotional impact of these experiences for those who witness them. However, it shifts the focus from divine intervention to a more nuanced understanding of chance and complexity. It invites us to consider whether we're simply observing patterns. In a world brimming with possibilities, patterns we may not yet fully comprehend. The challenge lies in finding a way to reconcile this probabilistic view with our innate desire for meaning and purpose. If events are largely determined by chance, does that erode the significance of human experience? Or can we find meaning within the very randomness of existence? Embracing uncertainty as an integral part of life's journey, perhaps the most profound mystery isn't whether miracles happen, but rather how they feel. The powerful sense of connection, transformation, and hope that accompanies these experiences, regardless of their underlying cause, remains a fundamental aspect of the human condition. It is this subjective element that truly defines what it means to witness something extraordinary. The idea of randomness, while offering a statistical framework, still felt incomplete, a map without a territory. It couldn't fully account for the persistent human yearning for something more, a sense of order and significance, within an inherently chaotic universe. This leads us to explore perspectives beyond purely scientific explanations, venturing into realms of philosophical inquiry and historical interpretation. Throughout history, countless cultures have attributed extraordinary events to divine intervention, interpretations rooted in faith, tradition, and deeply held beliefs. These narratives provide profound meaning for individuals and communities, offering solace, guidance, and a sense of belonging. Dismissing these accounts as mere superstition risks ignoring the powerful role that belief plays in shaping human experience. However, it's equally crucial to acknowledge the potential pitfalls of attributing every unexplained event to divine action. History is replete with instances where religious interpretations have been used to justify oppression, conflict, and harmful practices. The key lies not in rejecting faith entirely, but in fostering a critical and discerning approach, one that balances spiritual understanding with intellectual rigor. Let's consider historical examples, accounts of miraculous recoveries during times of widespread plague or famine, often attributed to divine favor. While these events undoubtedly provided comfort and hope, they also underscore the human tendency to seek explanations for suffering, sometimes attributing it to forces beyond our control, rather than addressing systemic issues. The challenge becomes navigating this complex terrain, acknowledging the profound psychological and social value of faith, while maintaining a healthy skepticism regarding extraordinary claims. It's about recognizing that belief itself can be a catalyst for positive change, fostering compassion, resilience, and community solidarity. Furthermore, exploring different religious traditions offers valuable insights. Comparing and contrasting interpretations of miracles across various faiths reveals fascinating variations in theological perspectives, demonstrating that the concept of miracle is not monolithic, but rather shaped by cultural context and historical circumstance. Ultimately, understanding the narrative surrounding a purported miracle requires a sensitivity to both its individual significance and its broader social and historical context. It's about recognizing that these events are often more than just isolated occurrences. They are deeply intertwined with human values, beliefs, and aspirations. The question remains, how do we reconcile these diverse perspectives, scientific inquiry, philosophical reflection, and religious faith, into a coherent understanding of the inexplicable? The tapestry of perspectives, science, philosophy, and faith, continues to weave a complex narrative, yet a persistent thread remains elusive. The core experience itself, the feeling of witnessing something truly extraordinary. It's easy to become lost in theoretical debates about probability or neurological mechanisms, but we risk overlooking the subjective reality for those who claim to have encountered the inexplicable. Consider the common element uniting these accounts, a profound shift in perspective, a sense of altered consciousness, often accompanied by feelings of connection to something larger than oneself. These experiences aren't simply rational explanations. They tap into deeper layers of human awareness, potentially echoing phenomena explored in fields like near-death studies and contemplative practices. However, interpreting these subjective reports requires caution. The human mind is remarkably adept at constructing narratives, filling in gaps with assumptions, biases, and emotional interpretations. Memory itself is notoriously unreliable, susceptible to suggestion and distortion over time. Therefore, while personal accounts hold significant weight, they demand careful scrutiny and contextualization. Let's examine the role of expectation, how our preconceived notions can influence our perceptions. A person entering a medical setting with a strong belief in healing may be more likely to experience positive outcomes, regardless of whether those outcomes are objectively attributable to treatment alone. This doesn't invalidate the experience, but highlights the powerful interplay between mind and body. Furthermore, it's important to acknowledge that miracles, as they are commonly understood, often involve a disruption of ordinary patterns, a temporary suspension of natural laws. Yet, within the broader context of the universe, such disruptions may be far more common than we realize, occurring at every scale, from quantum fluctuations to cosmic events. The challenge lies in recognizing that our conventional framework for understanding reality may simply be inadequate, unable to fully capture the complexities of existence. Perhaps miracles aren't violations of natural law, but rather glimpses into a deeper order and interconnectedness we are only beginning to perceive. Ultimately, seeking definitive answers about extraordinary events is likely futile. The very nature of these experiences transcends simple explanation, tapping into realms that lie beyond the grasp of scientific measurement or logical deduction. Perhaps the true value lies not in uncovering what happened, but in exploring how it felt, acknowledging the profound and transformative potential within the human spirit to encounter something truly remarkable. The lingering questions surrounding miracles don't demand a definitive resolution. Perhaps they are fundamentally unanswerable through purely rational means. Instead, they invite us toward a deeper engagement with the mysteries of existence, a willingness to embrace uncertainty as an inherent part of the human condition. If we concede that some events defy easy explanation, it doesn't necessarily diminish their significance. Rather, it elevates them, transforming them from mere anomalies into profound reminders of our limited understanding and the vastness of the unknown. It's in this space of ambiguity that meaning can truly flourish, not as a fixed point, but as an ongoing process of discovery. Consider the enduring power of these narratives. They resonate across cultures, religions, and generations, precisely because they tap into something fundamental within us, a yearning for connection, purpose, and transcendence. Whether attributed to divine intervention or simply to the complexities of consciousness, miracles serve as catalysts for personal transformation, prompting introspection, fostering empathy, and inspiring acts of courage and compassion. The pursuit of understanding, therefore, shouldn't be viewed as a quest for definitive answers, but rather as an ongoing journey of exploration, a continuous refinement of our perspectives, and a deepening appreciation for the multifaceted nature of reality. It's about accepting that some questions may remain perpetually unanswered, acknowledging the beauty and wonder inherent in the unknown. Ultimately, the experience of witnessing something extraordinary, whether it's defined by scientific parameters or spiritual interpretation, is profoundly personal and transformative. It challenges our assumptions, expands our horizons, and reminds us of the limitations of our own cognitive frameworks. Let's move beyond seeking concrete explanations and embrace a more expansive view, one that acknowledges the interplay between science, faith, and subjective experience. Perhaps the true miracle lies not in what occurred, but in how it shifted our perception, altering our understanding of ourselves and our place within the grand tapestry of existence. And so we return to the initial question: what does it mean to seek meaning in a universe brimming with both wonder and uncertainty? The answer, perhaps, is simply to continue asking, to remain open to new possibilities, and to embrace the inherent mystery of being human. This video has come to an end, but the discovery continues. Check out more content on the channel and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Thank you for watching.